Hello everyone, this is Lyrlian for ESFI World, bringing you a recap of the GSL Season 3, the Round of 8. On day 1, Seed was going up against Simbo, and TaeJa was facing off against the President Protoss, MC. The Round of 8 began with two fresh faces to the Round of 8, the innovative Protoss LGIM Seed and the up-and-coming Zerg player TSL Simbo. The Zerg player began the series strong with two great wins in back-and-forth games. Game 1 saw Simbo's late-game decision-making trump the Protoss player by utilizing the terrain and masterful control of his infestors to turn the final battle in his favor. Incredible miracles, Protoss took another loss in Game 2 after a failed sentry drop, leading to better engagements for the Zerg until eventually Simbo surrounded Seed's army for the GG. Seed fought back, using great army control to destroy the Hydra-based army of Simbo in Game 3, and beautifully defending his base to shut down the overly aggressive Zerg in Game 4, tying up the series 2-2. In Game 5 on Daybreak, Seed was able to pylon block the Natural and deny the third with cannons, giving him a sizable lead. Seed then went Stargate and flew Void Rays over to his opponent's base with a Stalker Sentry army to fight for the victory, coming back from 0-2 to advance to the round of 4. The second match of the day was an exciting Protoss vs Terran series between the Boss Toss himself, SKMC, and Team Liquid's TaeJa. The Obama Toss began the series with a quick win, utilizing his impressive High Templar control to beat down the scrappy Terran, but TaeJa fought back in game number 2. The Liquid Terran came back from an early game deficit by forcing bad engagements from the Protoss player, continuously trading well until he had enough to shred the Charge-Lot Archon force and tie up the series. Games 3 and 4 went by quickly, with MC going for 4-gate both times. In Game 3 he took advantage of TaeJa's lack of information to punish the bunkerless Terran base. Game 4 saw TaeJa defend the 4-gate by having 2 bunkers up and ready for when the Protoss force reached his front door. In this final game, MC was able to win a close game despite being way behind on upgrades by using great army control and reinforcement to outlast the Terran. With this win, MC joins Protoss pal Seed in the round of 4. On the second day of the round of 8, Ghost King was going up against NesTea, and NaNiwa was duking it out with Donregu. The second day of the round of 8 began with a TVZ between the creator of the universe, LGIM NesTea, and the extremely talented and intelligent Ghost King Prime, also known as ByuN. In a controversial match, Ghost King went for a proxy Rax against the fast-expanding NesTea and placed 2 bunkers at the bottom of NesTea's ramp, blocking any units from passing. This led to a quick victory for ByuN, but it was later discovered that the version of Metropolis that was used did not have the neutral supply depot, which was placed to prevent this exact strategy. Despite this, NesTea accepted the loss and continued on to Game 2. On Cloud Kingdom, the Prime Terran went for a Cloaked Banshee opening, which did decent damage and remained a threat for a while, killing off Creep Tumors and forcing a cancel on NesTea's 4th. ByuN used the advantage gained by this to stay ahead and whittle down the Zerg army. After some close early engagements, Game 3 went into macro mode as both players began to amass their chosen armies of Marine Marauder Medevac for the Terran and Ling Baneling Muta for the Zerg. After various back and forth fights and nice drop pressure by ByuN, he was able to snipe the Ultralisk Cavern. NesTea was then forced to go for Broodlords, which seemed to be the final nail in the coffin. Despite taking massive damage on his Vikings due to fungals, ByuN still fought back as the swift bio units quickly stimmed underneath the sluggish Avian army, pushing them back and earning the GG. Ghost King with his surprising 3-0 over NesTea, advancing to the round of 4. The final and most suspenseful game of the round of 8 took place between the foreign hope, Quantic NaNiwa, and arguably the best Zerg in the world, Donregu. In the first game of the series, NaNiwa broke out an interesting variation of the typical 4-gate that caused DRG to cancel and then remake his third base out of confusion. This indecision gave Nani a huge window to attack, eventually winning with a +2 Blink Stalker push. DRG quickly tied up the series by defending the Protoss 7-gate Void Ray aggression and using Mutas to tear up the enemy army in base. Game number 3 was another win for DRG as he pushed back the Protoss aggression and employed Roach Infestor pressure and Bailing drops to stifle NaNiwa's army and economy. NaNiwa fought back in game number 4 with a Phoenix opening into Blink Stalkers, which were able to find the one weak point in DRG's Spinecrawler wall and exploit it to force an engagement and tie the series 2-2. Antigua's Shipyard set the scene for the final game of the round of 8, with NaNiwa going for 4 gate pressure against the quick 3 bases of Zerg. DRG fended off attacks for a while, even getting a 4th base. NaNiwa then responded by killing the 3rd Zerg hatchery, but DRG was already very far ahead. Despite this huge economic lead, NaNiwa was able to push the Zerg army back and hold on for a while longer, but by then, the macro master DRG was out of control, remaxing anything he lost almost instantly. Eventually, Donregu teched past roaches and pushed with Ultralisks and Infestors to ensure the GG from the Swedish Protoss. With that, Donregu advances to the round of 4 after a close 3-2 series. At the end of the round of 8, the racial distribution is as even as it gets, with 1 Zerg, 1 Terran, and 2 Protoss players advancing. The 2 newer faces of the round of 4, LGIM Seed and ByuN Prime, will duke it out, while 2 Code S veterans, SKMC and Donregu, will battle to decide who will face off in the 2012 GSL Season 3 Finals. And that will do it for the round of 8 of Code S. Don't forget to check us out when we cover the semifinals. For more coverage and news around esports, find us on Twitter at ESFI and on the web at ESFIworld.com. Until next time, this was Lyrlian for ESFI World.